I don't know who needs to hear this, but I feel like you're carrying a version of yourself that other people created. Not because you believed it, but because it was easier than constantly correcting people. I keep getting this energy of someone who got tired of explaining themselves. People made assumptions about you. They decided who you were before they got to know you. And after a while, you just let them. Not because they were right, but because you realized something. The people who are committed to misunderstanding you will misunderstand no matter what you do. And that's where I feel like a shift is happening for you. Because lately, you've been remembering who you were before all of that noise. Before all of the projections. Before all of the labels. Before all the expectations. There's a version of you that has been waiting patiently in the background. And I feel like that version of you is becoming impossible to ignore. What's interesting is that people still see you as who you used to be. They're interacting with an old chapter, an old story, an old identity, but you're not there anymore. You're standing in a completely different energy now. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work that nobody knows about, a lot of healing that nobody applauded, a lot of growth that happened behind closed doors. And because it happened so quietly, people don't realize how much you've changed. They don't realize how much stronger you've become. They don't realize how much wisdom you've gained. In fact, some people think that you're still the same person they met years ago. And that's why I keep hearing the phrase, they're about to find out. Not in an arrogant way, not in a revenge way, just in a natural way. Because eventually, growth becomes visible. Eventually, confidence becomes visible. Eventually, healing becomes visible. You can only hide your light for so long before it starts shining through every crack. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening right now. There's also something about your energy becoming magnetic. People are noticing you more. People are thinking about you more. People are wondering what changed. And what's funny is that from your perspective, it probably doesn't feel dramatic. You probably feel like you're just being yourself. But that's the thing. The most powerful version of you was never the version that was trying to impress everybody. It was the version that stopped trying. The version that became comfortable in their own skin. The version that stopped chasing validation. The version that finally decided they were enough. I feel like that's why opportunities are starting to move towards you. Because you're no longer running after everything. You're allowing things to meet you where you are. And that's a completely different frequency. There's something beautiful about your energy right now. It feels peaceful. But don't mistake peaceful for weak. That's the message. A lot of people confuse gentleness with weakness. A lot of people confuse kindness with naivety. A lot of people confuse softness with lack of power. But your softness didn't come from a sheltered life. It came from surviving things that could have hardened you. You know what pain feels like. You know what disappointment feels like. You know what betrayal feels like. And yet somehow you still choose to remain open. You still choose to remain hopeful. You still choose to remain loving. That takes strength. More strength than people realize. And I feel like the divine, or whatever you personally believe in, is asking you to stop questioning whether you're ready. Because you've been ready. The only thing catching up right now is everyone else's perception. And trust me, they're starting to notice. I love you. Peace and love.